25 secret arrangements made for Princess Diana's funeral. On September 6, 1997, the world's eyes were fixed on London as Princess Diana was laid to rest. But behind the solemn procession and heartfelt tributes, the royal family carefully guarded secrets and meticulous planning. From codenames and clandestine rehearsals to last-minute changes and hidden symbols, these behind-the-scenes details paint a fascinating picture of how the British royal family and the government prepared to bid farewell to the people's princess. Whether you watched the funeral live or learned about it for the first time, you're about to discover the incredible effort and thoughtfulness that went into creating this unforgettable ceremony. Join us as we uncover the hidden story behind one of the most poignant moments of the 20th century. Number 1. Codename Operation. Operation Tay Bridge wasn't just a random codename. It was originally designated for the Queen Mother's funeral arrangements, which speaks volumes about Princess Diana's status even after her divorce. The use of this codename underscores the gravity and importance the royal family placed on Princess Diana's funeral. It also served a practical purpose, allowing officials to discuss and plan the event without alerting the public or media prematurely. The choice to use a pre-existing royal funeral plan for Princess Diana, despite her no longer being an official member of the royal family, highlights the unique position she held in the hearts of both the public and the monarchy. Number 2. Secret rehearsals. The funeral procession and ceremony were meticulously rehearsed multiple times in utmost secrecy. These rehearsals typically took place in the early hours of the morning to avoid public attention. Military personnel, police, and even stand-ins for key participants practiced every step, turn, and gesture. The pallbearers in particular underwent rigorous training to ensure they could carry Princess Diana's lead-lined coffin smoothly and with dignity. These secret dry runs covered everything from the precise timing of the procession to the positioning of cameras for the global broadcast. The goal was to create a flawless ceremony that would honor Princess Diana's memory and satisfy the watching world. These clandestine preparations were crucial in achieving the solemn, dignified atmosphere that characterized the actual funeral. Number 3. Westminster Abbey selection. The decision to hold Princess Diana's funeral at Westminster Abbey was not the original plan. Initially, St. James's Palace was chosen as the venue. However, as the scale of public mourning became apparent, it was clear that a larger location was necessary. Westminster Abbey, with its rich history and grand architecture, was selected to accommodate the anticipated crowds and to provide a setting befitting Princess Diana's status. This change of venue was a significant logistical challenge, requiring rapid adjustments to security plans, seating arrangements, and the funeral procession route. The Abbey's capacity to hold 2,000 guests and its historical significance as the site of coronations and royal weddings made it the perfect choice for Princess Diana's final farewell. Number 4. Public involvement. The decision to allow extensive public participation in Princess Diana's funeral was unprecedented for a royal ceremony. Recognizing Princess Diana's unique connection with the people, organizers made the bold choice to permit the public to line the streets and leave floral tributes. This decision transformed the funeral from a private royal affair into a national day of mourning. Temporary structures were erected to manage the crowds, and arrangements were made to collect and process the vast number of flowers left by mourners. This public involvement extended to the creation of impromptu memorials across London and the silent vigils held by thousands. The sight of streets filled with grieving citizens became one of the most enduring images of Princess Diana's funeral, truly cementing her status as the people's princess. Number 5. Earl Spencer's eulogy. Princess Diana's brother, Charles Spencer, the 9th Earl Spencer, delivered what became one of the most talked about elements of the funeral. His eulogy was kept secret from the royal family until the day of the service, adding an element of unpredictability to the carefully planned event. Earl Spencer's words were both a loving tribute to his sister and a thinly veiled criticism of the royal family's and media's treatment of Princess Diana. His promise to her sons that their blood family would guide them struck a chord with many listeners. The decision to allow such a personal and potentially controversial speech demonstrated the unique nature of Princess Diana's funeral, blending royal protocol with raw emotion and honesty. Number 6. Special permission for music. Elton John's performance of Candle in the Wind was a pivotal moment in the funeral, requiring special permission from the palace. The song, originally written about Marilyn Monroe, was reworked by Bernie Taupin to honor Princess Diana, becoming Candle in the Wind 1997 or Goodbye England's Rose. This deviation from traditional hymns and classical music typically heard at royal funerals underscored Princess Diana's modern appeal and her connection to pop culture. The decision to include this contemporary piece was not taken lightly, involving discussions at the highest level of the royal household. Elton John's friendship with Princess Diana and the poignant lyrics of the revised song made it a fitting tribute capturing the mood of a nation in mourning. Number 7. Princess Diana's coffin route. The journey of Princess Diana's coffin from Kensington Palace to Westminster Abbey was meticulously planned to allow maximum public participation. The route was carefully chosen to pass through areas of London that held significance in Princess Diana's life and to accommodate as many mourners as possible. It included stretches along Kensington High Street, Hyde Park, and the Mall. Each turn and straight was considered for its symbolism and practicality. The planners had to balance security concerns with the public's desire to pay their respects. This resulted in a 3.5-mile procession that allowed over 1 million people to line the streets, turning the journey into a powerful public display of grief and affection. Number 8. Royal Standards. The decision to drape Princess Diana's coffin with the royal standard was a subject of intense discussion. Traditionally, this flag is reserved for reigning monarchs or their consorts. Despite her divorce from King Charles, Princess Diana's status as the mother of the future king was deemed significant enough to warrant this honor. This decision symbolized her continued importance to the royal family and the nation. The royal standard on her coffin served as a visual reminder of her royal connections and her enduring place in the monarchy's history. It also provided a stark contrast to the sea of floral tributes, creating a powerful image that emphasized both Princess Diana's regal status and her popular appeal. Number 9. Use of St. James Palace. Queen Elizabeth II's decision to allow Princess Diana's coffin to rest in the Chapel Royal at St. James Palace before the funeral was a significant gesture. This move was unprecedented for someone who was no longer an official member of the royal family. The Queen's choice reflected the unique position Princess Diana held and the respect accorded to her even after her divorce. It also served a practical purpose, providing a central and secure location for family members to pay their respects privately. The use of this royal space for Princess Diana emphasized her continued importance to the monarchy and helped bridge the perceived gap between the royal family and the public during this emotional time. Number 10. Public mourning space. The anticipation of massive crowds necessitated extensive preparations for public mourning spaces. Temporary structures, including barriers, viewing platforms, and first aid stations, were rapidly erected along the funeral route and around key locations like Westminster Abbey and Kensington Palace. Large screens were set up in Hyde Park and other areas to allow those unable to be near the Abbey to watch the proceedings. Crowd control measures were put in place, with careful consideration given to entry and exit points to ensure public safety. These arrangements transformed parts of central London into vast open-air chapels of remembrance, allowing hundreds of thousands to gather and mourn collectively in an unprecedented public display of grief. Number 11. Security measures. The security arrangements for Princess Diana's funeral were extensive and multi-layered, involving various law enforcement and intelligence agencies. Undercover police officers were strategically placed among the crowds, while snipers were positioned on rooftops along the procession route. Advanced surveillance technology was employed to monitor potential threats, and bomb-sniffing dogs were used to check key areas. The sheer scale of the event, with its global attention and the presence of numerous world leaders and celebrities, necessitated unprecedented security protocols. Contingency plans were developed for various scenarios, from terrorist threats to crowd surges. Despite the heightened security, efforts were made to maintain a somber and respectful atmosphere, balancing the need for safety with the public's desire to mourn openly. Number 12. Global broadcast. The funeral's global broadcast was a monumental undertaking, reaching an estimated 2.5 billion people worldwide. This made it one of the most watched events in television history. Multiple camera positions were carefully planned to capture every moment without being intrusive. International broadcast feeds were coordinated to ensure seamless coverage across different time zones. Sign language interpreters were included in many countries' broadcasts to make the event accessible to deaf viewers. The global nature of the broadcast reflected Princess Diana's international appeal and the worldwide impact of her death. It also presented technical challenges, including ensuring stable satellite connections and providing appropriate commentary for diverse global audiences, all while maintaining the solemnity of the occasion. Number 13. Controlled media access. Media coverage of the funeral was tightly controlled to ensure respectful and appropriate reporting. Strict guidelines were issued to journalists and photographers detailing where they could position themselves and what could be filmed or photographed. Certain moments, such as the family's private grief, were off limits. Media pools were established, allowing a limited number of reporters to cover the event and share information with other outlets. This approach aimed to balance the public's right for information with the family's need for privacy. Specific areas were designated for media personnel, and their movements were carefully monitored. These measures were designed to prevent intrusive coverage and maintain the dignity of the occasion, reflecting the criticism of media behavior that had followed Princess Diana throughout her public life. Number 14. Guest list adjustments. The guest list for Princess Diana's funeral was a delicate balance of royal protocol, diplomatic considerations, and personal connections. It included members of royal families from around the world, heads of state, celebrities, and representatives from Princess Diana's numerous charities. The list underwent several revisions to accommodate the unprecedented nature of the event. Careful consideration was given to seating arrangements, ensuring that diplomatic sensitivities were respected while also reflecting Princess Diana's wide circle of friends and supporters. Some invitations were extended to ordinary citizens whose lives had been touched by Princess Diana's work. The final guest list of about 2,000 people represented a cross-section of society, from world leaders to charity workers, mirroring Princess Diana's own diverse interests and connections. Number 15. Personal tributes. The funeral service incorporated several personal tributes from Princess Diana's close friends and family, adding intimate touches to the formal ceremony. These included readings and prayers that were kept confidential until the day of the funeral. Princess Diana's sister, Lady Sarah McCorkdale, gave a reading while her friend Elton John performed. The hymns chosen reflected Princess Diana's personal taste and held special meaning for her. Photos of Princess Diana were displayed in the Abbey, carefully selected to represent different aspects of her life. These personal elements were interwoven with traditional royal funeral rites, creating a service that was both regal and deeply personal, much like Princess Diana herself. The combination served to humanize the proceedings and bring Princess Diana's spirit into the ceremony. Number 16. Private family service. Before the public funeral, a private family service was held at St. James Palace. This intimate gathering allowed the royal family and Princess Diana's closest friends to say their goodbyes away from the public eye. The service was conducted by Reverend Patrick Mills, the chaplain to the Queen, and was attended by immediate family members, including King Charles, Prince William, and Prince Harry. This private moment of reflection and mourning provided a stark contrast to the public spectacle that would follow. It allowed for more personal expressions of grief and remembrance, free from the constraints of protocol and public scrutiny. The private service also gave Princess Diana's sons a chance to process their loss in a more sheltered environment before facing the world's gaze. Number 17. Princess Diana's favorite flowers. The floral arrangements for Princess Diana's funeral were carefully chosen to reflect her personal tastes and add a touching personal element to the ceremony. White lilies, known as Princess Diana's favorite flower, featured prominently. These were complemented by white roses and tulips, creating an elegant and somber display. The choice of white flowers symbolized purity and innocence, qualities often associated with Princess Diana's public image. Florists worked through the night to create the arrangements, ensuring they were fresh and perfect for the ceremony. The flowers weren't just decorative, they carried deep symbolic meaning, with each bloom carefully selected to honor different aspects of Princess Diana's life and character. This attention to detail in the floral arrangements underscored the personal nature of the funeral amidst its grand scale. Number 18. Procession uniforms. The decision regarding the attire for those walking behind Princess Diana's coffin was made with great consideration. Prince William, Prince Harry, King Charles, Prince Philip, and Earl Spencer wore mourning suits rather than military uniforms. This choice was made to maintain a sense of unity and formality while also acknowledging the personal nature of their loss. The mourning suits, with their somber black color and traditional cut, struck a balance between royal decorum and familial grief. This departure from the usual military dress for royal ceremonies highlighted the unique nature of Princess Diana's position and the funeral itself. The image of the 5 men walking behind the coffin, uniformly dressed in civilian clothes, became one of the most poignant and memorable aspects of the funeral procession. Number 19. Princess Diana's dress. The choice of Princess Diana's final attire was a deeply personal matter, handled with great care and respect. She was dressed in a long-sleeved black dress designed by Catherine Walker, one of her favorite designers. The dress was chosen for its elegance and simplicity, reflecting Princess Diana's renowned sense of style even in death. A set of rosary beads gifted from Mother Teresa was placed in her hands, symbolizing Princess Diana's spiritual side and her connection to the renowned humanitarian. This thoughtful detail linked Princess Diana to her charitable works and her personal faith. The decision to dress Princess Diana in designer clothes for her burial was seen as a final tribute to her status as a fashion icon and her personal preferences. Number 20. Charity representation. Recognizing Princess Diana's lifelong dedication to humanitarian causes, representatives from her favorite charities were invited to attend the funeral. This inclusion was a powerful acknowledgement of Princess Diana's legacy beyond her royal status. Charities dealing with issues close to Princess Diana's heart, such as AIDS awareness, landmine removal, and children's welfare were represented. These attendees served as a living testament to Princess Diana's impact on various humanitarian fronts. Their presence among world leaders and celebrities highlighted the diverse nature of Princess Diana's influence and the wide-ranging impact of her work. It also ensured that the funeral not only mourned Princess Diana's passing, but also celebrated her life's work and the causes she championed. Number 21. Silent tribute. A nationwide minute of silence was observed across the UK at the exact time Princess Diana's funeral began, creating a powerful moment of collective mourning. This silence extended beyond Britain's borders, with many other countries participating in this solemn tribute. The usually bustling streets of London fell quiet, flights were paused at Heathrow Airport, and even the chimes of Big Ben were silenced. This synchronized moment of reflection allowed millions to feel connected in their grief, regardless of their location. The silence was broken only by the tolling of a single bell marking the start of the funeral service. This simple yet profound gesture underscored the global impact of Princess Diana's life and death. Number 22. Special hymns. The hymns chosen for Princess Diana's funeral service were carefully selected to reflect her personal taste and hold special significance. I Vow to Thee, My Country was included, known to be one of Princess Diana's favorites from her school days. Its lyrics about love and sacrifice resonated deeply with her life's work. Guide Me, O Thou Great Redeemer, another of Princess Diana's preferred hymns, was also sung, its powerful melody filling Westminster Abbey. These familiar and beloved hymns provided comfort to mourners and added a personal touch to the formal proceedings. The musical selections were a blend of traditional and contemporary, much like Princess Diana herself, and helped create an emotionally charged atmosphere that allowed attendees and viewers worldwide to connect with the service on a deeper level. Number 23. Burial at Althorp. Princess Diana's final resting place was chosen to be on an island in the Oval Lake at Althorp Estate, her family's ancestral home. This decision was made to ensure privacy and security, protecting her grave from potential vandalism or excessive public attention. The burial itself was an intensely private affair, attended only by close family members. The island location, surrounded by water, symbolized Princess Diana's isolation in life and provided a peaceful, protected sanctuary in death. A small temple was constructed on the shore of the lake as a place for visitors to pay their respects without intruding on the burial site. This arrangement struck a balance between allowing public commemoration and maintaining the family's privacy, reflecting the complex relationship between Princess Diana's public and private lives. Number 24. Memorial Fund. In the wake of Princess Diana's death, the Princess of Wales Memorial Fund was established to continue her charitable work. The fund was set up to receive the enormous number of donations made by the public in Princess Diana's memory. It was also funded through the sale of official commemorative items. The fund supported a wide range of causes that were close to Princess Diana's heart, including care for the elderly, palliative care, refugees, and prisoners' families. Over its 15-year lifespan, the fund distributed over £112 million to various charitable causes. This initiative ensured that Princess Diana's legacy of compassion and humanitarian work continued long after her passing, touching lives around the world in her name. Number 25. Final Journey Broadcast. The journey of Princess Diana's coffin to her final resting place at Althorp was broadcast, allowing the public to share in her final journey. This decision was made to give closure to the millions who had followed the funeral proceedings. The broadcast showed the hearse traveling through the English countryside, lined with people paying their last respects. It captured the moment when the coffin was transferred to the Spencer family hearse at the gates of Althorp. While the actual burial was private, this final public viewing of Princess Diana's journey home provided a sense of conclusion for her admirers worldwide. The broadcast struck a delicate balance between public interest and family privacy, offering a last glimpse of the people's princess as she returned to her ancestral home. And there you have it, 25 secret arrangements that went into creating one of the most memorable and moving funerals in history. These behind-the-scenes details show us just how much thought and care went into honoring the people's princess. From the choice of flowers to the global broadcast, every element was carefully considered to create a fitting tribute to Princess Diana's life and legacy. Now I'd love to hear from you. What detail about Princess Diana's funeral arrangements surprised you the most? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this video informative, please give it a thumbs up and share it with others who might be interested. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more video content. Thanks for watching, and until next time, bye!